Alright, welcome to today's guide. This is over Jam Chance and Misfire Chance. So I went ahead and started in the middle of this battle. This is Collateral. I believe tomorrow is the episode where I build it. We'll get to the mech lab in a second to look at the components. We'll look at the mech warrior in the barracks, but with Helga here on Collateral, we have an Ultra Autocannon 20, which normally has a 30% jam chance, and the jam chance is down to 13.68%. Firing times 2. Times 1, there is no jam chance. So times 2, it is 13.68%. The MRM 40 Pirate has no jam chance with improved ammo. Firing times 80 has a 10% jam chance, and firing times 120 has a 31% jam chance. But the MRM 40, whenever you're firing more than 40 missiles at a time, it's not just a jam chance, it's a misfire chance. So the weapon will get crit if the jam chance turns up, to be higher than that. So if you use special ammunition that has a jam chance, such as Tandem, you see even firing times 40, it has a 14% jam chance. Now, Controlled Burst reduces jam chance by 20%, or Multiplier by 20%. So what that means is the jam chance is multiplied by 0.8 because it's a 20% reduction. So now the Ultra Autocannon jam chance is 10.9%, and the MRM 40 firing Tandem is 11.52%. So if we're firing improved, again with no jam chance, times 80 has an 8% jam chance now. Times 120 has a 25% jam chance right now. Now, the only thing I haven't been able to figure out is whether or not having ammunition with a jam chance firing out of a weapon that has a misfire chance makes that 36.8% all misfire, or if it's just 36.864%, that something will go wrong, and then there's a determination of whether it's jamming from the ammo or misfiring from the firing multiple times. So let's go ahead and just make sure this Puma dies.
Target acquired.
Let's just make sure this Corsair dies and hopefully not get stray shots off my units. Yeah, actually that might not even be enough to kill. Oh man, I can't believe I pushed tab. Well, we're about to see if it misfired. Okay, so as you see, it did not misfire. It did not jam. Nothing bad happened at all. It just is. I just fired 120 missiles with no repercussion.
I've got your back.
In part because Controlled Burst reduced that jam chance significantly.
Commander?
Okay, let's try this again. So, worth noting the failure chance from things like in pirate engines, mask, etc. works very similarly, but using piloting instead of gunnery, and Controlled Burst doesn't help at all or anything. So we are going to once again try to one-shot this Puma. And fire it. So many missiles. Yeah, we probably didn't even need Tandem to actually get that kill. Yeah.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
And
I'm
yet
out of
again,
SRMs.
no misfire, no jam. Alright, here we go. Shot number 3.
Understood. Moving fast.
This time we are actually out of Tandem, because because it burns through a lot of ammo doing it this way. But we're going to keep going, because now, without the controlled burst, we are back to a 31.68% jam chance with the improved ammo. So, let's turn off the Ultra Autocannon to save some heat, and fire.
Target.
And that's a one-shot kill.
One for
So,
the scrap heap.
we still have not jammed. Misfired. The pirate MRM has now fired 120 missiles for 3 rounds straight, using controlled burst for 2 of them, and
Ordered.
still has not actually gone boom.
Receiving you.
Okay, so here we go. Controlled burst is yet again up. We have burned through a ton of ammo. And we're going to go ahead and fire the Ultra Autocannon too, or Ultra Autocannon as well, I should say. And hopefully we get a jam this time,
Copy
or a
that.
misfire.
Tango down.
All
Another
right,
short-range missile.
we still have not had a jam or misfire.
Yeah? What
Well
can I
then.
do you for?
Alright, let's try this again. Firing improved, times 120. So the Ultra Autocannon again has a 10.9% jam chance, and the MRM 40 Pirate has a 25.344% misfire chance. So let's see what happens.
Confirmed.
Did not quite kill, but
Solid
that's
connection
because
on that one.
there was a 30% hit chance. And yet again, the Ultra Autocannon did not jam, and the MRM did not
Something I
misfire.
can do.
On my way. Double time.
Okay, well, now I'm going to be shooting past my own people, because positioning. The guy I was going to shoot at moved and broke line of sight, and I want to hurry up and get a misfire so I can move on to the next part of the tutorial. So, sure. Although I'm not going to shoot the Ultra, partially to save heat. So, I only have 80 shots of improved left, so let's go Incendiary. Sure. So, again, we have a 31.68% jam chance, or misfire chance.
Confirmed.
That's a lot of missiles, and that's a lot of heat. Oh yeah, I totally need to make a heat guide at some point. Okay, there we go. Finally misfired. So, now that it misfired, it's crit, so you see it's this like light. It's not quite red. Red would be destroyed, but it's crit, so it's like an orangish color. That's
Yes,
how you can
command.
tell if an enemy has a crit weapon or a destroyed weapon if it's or jammed. It shows red if it's jammed as well. Alright, so worth noting, whenever you have a damaged weapon, if it has a jam chance or a misfire chance, the jam chance is increased. So you see the incendiary rounds now have about the same jam chance that the tandem rounds did. And the tandem rounds have a 46% jam chance because it's a 10% additive increase to your jam or misfire chance when the weapon is damaged. So that is that's what happens whenever a weapon gets crit, whether it be from a misfire or from an enemy critting a weapon. We'll talk about that more in the mech lab. So I'm going to cut to that now and talk to you then. Alright, here we are in the mech bay, and you can see the MRM-40 is crit. Now, you can also see that the weapon can explode for 80 damage per shot loaded when destroyed. So, if it gets crit enough, it will actually blow just like ammo will. So, the way that works is when a slot gets crit, Roguetech looks at that slot. For example, proto double heat sinks can explode, ammo can explode, and it looks at that slot, and if that slot gets crit, if it's something that can explode, then it rolls a chance to explode. And if there's 2 slots, then it can get crit twice before it's destroyed, as far as I understand it. If there's more than 2 slots, it can potentially be crit 3 times before it explodes. So I haven't confirmed this, in part because there's a lot of RNG involved whenever something gets crit to see if it explodes or not. But from what I've seen, just misfiring on a weapon will not make it explode unless it has already been crit. And the crit chance increases the jam or misfire, or like when it's crit, the chance to misfire or jam is increased by 10% additive. So that means the 25% chance to misfire when firing in times 80 becomes 35%. And the 55% chance to misfire when firing in 120 becomes 65% when it's crit. Now, how did I get the 55% chance down to 25%? And how did I get the 25% chance down to less than 10%? That is from the various multipliers to jam chance that I have. So, it is worth noting, there's a common misconception that reducing recoil reduces jam chance. That is only the case if the weapon says reducing recoil reduces jam chance. Otherwise, you can reduce the recoil of the Ultra AC-20 to 0, or beyond 0, so there's no recoil, and it will still have a 30% jam chance unless you have jam chance multipliers. So, again, Fire Control Advanced Targeting Computer, minus 20% jam chance. I believe I've seen a Battle Computer jam, or Battle Computer that reduces jam chance. I do have a Battle Computer Gunnery in here.
Yeah.
So here is Helga. Helga has Gunnery 8. Gunnery 8 has a minus 7% jam chance multiplier. Gunnery 9 has a minus 8% jam chance multiplier. So, worth noting, the only thing that modifies the chance to unjam whenever you're jammed, whether it be AMS, autocannons, whatever, if it's jammed, your chance to unjam is explicitly based on your gunnery. You have 10% chance per point of gunnery. Obviously, anything over 10 is just a 100% chance to jam. As far as I know, there is no chance to fail once you're past 10 gunnery. Then Controlled Burst has a minus 20% jam chance multiplier. So, keep that in mind as we go back to the mech bay. The MRM-40 times 120 mode has a 55% chance to misfire. There's a 20% multiplicative reduction from the advanced targeting computer. Then there's gunnery support A and B, cockpit clan, which gives 1 gunnery, and battle computer gunnery. So that's plus 4 gunnery. Add that to the 8 that Helga already has, and that's 12 gunnery. So the way the progression works is at 1 gunnery you have 0% jam chance multiplier, and at 12 here you would have 11% jam chance multiplier. So I'm about to put some numbers on the screen. You take the jam chance, the jam chance or misfire chance that is stated, so 30% for the Ultra AC-20 or 55% for the MRM-40 times 120 mode. And then you multiply by whatever the remaining percentage is. For example, the Fire Control Advanced Targeting Computer multiplies the chance by 0.8. Then you multiply it again for each additional source of reduction of jam chance multiplier that you have. So it would be times 0.89 for the 12 gunnery. And then there's also
Commander?
the fact that Helga here is lucky, which is an additional 10% jam chance multiplier reduction. So that's times an additional 0.9. And that is how you get to a 10% jam chance or less from 25%. So, again, that's minus 20% from controlled burst, minus 10% from lucky, minus 20% from the advanced targeting computer, and minus 11% from having 12 gunnery. And that's how jam chance and misfire chance is calculated. So, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I hope the information was helpful, and until next time, have a good one.